Good afternoon. Didn't get what we were looking for today, but such is life in football and life in general. At this stage of team development, you can always extract some positives out of all circumstances. It gave us an opportunity to take it to the gym and work through our walkthrough format, the things that we get done in those scenarios. It's almost always an opportunity to get better, a rep at something, at some level of adjustment, whether it's individually or collectively. And so we went through our script in the gym and got some productive work done. We'll roll the ball out tomorrow, man, and hopefully we'll have more of an environment geared toward what our intentions were. And certainly we're excited about carrying the pass today, but we got to hold off for 24. Questions?
Did you have some antsy people who wanted to get out there on that field?
There's no question. But I'd much rather say whoa than sick 'em. And it was appropriate to say whoa. We got a lot of water dumped on those fields in a very short period of time. It would have been safe to do it today.
Mike, was turf the option at all or not?
You know, I don't want to start like that, to be honest with you. We'll have ample enough time to develop in the ways that we need to develop. We want to work hard, but we also want to work smart. And the safety concerns are always a component of decision making from my perspective.
Mike, given some of the weather interference that you've had so far, do you consider varying any of the practice times in the next couple of weeks?
Not as I sit here today. When we look back at the acclimation period, it's just that, it's the acclimation period. And so, today was really the first real day of work, and we had to adjust and adapt today, but I'm not ready to make wholesale changes or even anticipation of making wholesale changes.
Mike Rogers has been a pretty regular participant. Is there a plan for him, or is it kind of day-to-day, see how he's going?
Keep watching. Yeah, we got a plan. My goal is to always give these guys what they need to be ready. Depending on the guy, that may change. When I minimize certain guys based on their experience, all it does is provide an avenue for more reps for someone else. And so, any days I might give Aaron off or reps that I might give him off, it's just an opportunity for a guy like Will Howard to get additional work and aid his developmental process. That's the lens through which I see all of it. You can apply that to another position and other veteran players. I'm going to give, Jalen Ramsey a day or two off in this process, and it's going to be great work for a guy like Dante Kent, for example.
At some point down the road, will you guys be able to use that facility they're building on days like this?
I have no idea what the construction, guideline is for all of that. I hadn't even begun to ask. I know it's not going to be available to us in 2025, and so I get kind of singularly focused.
Mike, is there any update to Broderick and the outlook for him to return to practice?
He should be out there tomorrow.
Speaking of Ramsey, as camp goes on, what are you learning about him as a person, and how is his personality traits meshing with the collective?
I think it's a little early for that. I know that he's a football lover. He's highly engaged. He's doing a really good job of learning multiple spots. He's a good communicator. I like the developing relationship between him and Joey Porter Jr., for example. He's a guy that's been through a lot in this game, and he appears willing to share it.
How does Robert Woods fit in with your receivers, and what has he kind of brought to this group?
Again, it's a little early for that, but I like his approach to business. He's a professional. His resume speaks for itself. He's a hard worker, a diligent worker. I'm excited to see about what he brings.
You have a timetable for Isaac?
I don't. You can still characterize it as day-to-day.
Any idea how the running game is sorting itself out among the backs in the backfield?
We hadn't had a padded practice yet.
In terms of the veterans, defensive guys, Slay, Ramsey, etc., have you noticed anything in terms of the leadership side of that kind of taking focus? Or is that anything you mentioned to them?
They're certainly sharing their experience and wisdom, but I think that those things reveal themselves as you get further in the journey and you get faced with the natural adversity that the game presents. I think that's when it gets an opportunity to show legitimately.
Mike, with as busy of an offseason as you guys had, how much do you sort of relish the opportunity to blend all that stuff together, and what makes that successful?
I just think that's the job. The acquisition of talent and then the development of that talent, the division of labor, it's just a process, and certainly I enjoy every component of the process.
Mike, Slay has been pretty unique in his ability to play at a high level at that position at his age. Have you seen anything so far about the way he works or the way he conducts his business that maybe provides some insight into why and how?
No, I hadn't. But again, these These are great questions. It's just really early in the process, guys. We just came out of acclimation and we lost our first padded practice. And so, many of these discussions are very much in development.
Mike, going back to Ramsey, we've seen him in the nickel a lot. How has that position, the slot corner, evolved over time in the NFL? Has it grown in importance or changed what you're looking for out of that position?
It's probably about 25 years in now. When I was a young position coach, man, it was guys like Aeneas Williams and Ronde Barber that were really shaping and defining the position. It was right about the time that the greatest show on turf was taking the league by storm, and they were playing with 3 receivers just about every down. And so it's probably 25 years in development. It's commonplace now, to be quite honest with you. These kids grow up playing it now, and so it was more of a topic of discussion back then. It's really common now. You get guys being drafted exclusively as nickelbacks, for example.
Mike, Roman Wilson seems like a very focused individual, as you say, singularly focused. Is he like that behind closed doors, or is that just with us?
He is with me, and so he might be giving you guys the same treatment he gives me. But it's appropriate. This is a big camp and a big process for Roman. Going into year 2 with not having much participation in year 1, but the standards of expectation and improvement being the same. But again, as I mentioned several times, man, he's not in uncharted waters, man. Calvin Austin walked that same journey very recently and missing a lot of time from his rookie year, and it hadn't slowed the trajectory of his progress and career to this point.
Mike, where could Roman fit in on special teams for you?
That's to be determined. He's certainly a willing worker. He's caught kicks and punts in pre-practice and so forth, but his contributions are not going to be exclusive to that area. He's working with gunners on the punt team. He's a very willing guy in that area, but how he performs will determine those things.
Mike, you guys have invested a lot in offensive, defensive lines in the past few drafts. Is this a unique opportunity you see for both these younger units to kind of mold with each other in these coming weeks, where you get to see them be physical? I know it didn't happen today.
Certainly, the iron-on-iron component to get better is something that we buy into. We've got some talented young guys on both sides, and when you pit one against the other, it creates an environment for the get better, and that's why we go 1s versus 1s and 2s versus 2s. We're not looking for the artificial feel good. We like to improve through competition.
Mike, you referenced Roman catching some kicks.
I'm sorry?
You referenced Roman catching kicks with Cordero gone. That's a big vacancy there. What went into the timing of his release today?
You'd have to ask Omar that, man. I didn't get into the reasons why from a timing perspective.
Do you consider kick returner a pretty open competition here?
I do, but we're not devoid of candidates. Really, really excited about Kenny Gainwell in that area. Certainly Jalen Warren's got some experience in that area. We're looking at Caleb Johnson. We're looking at Roman Wilson. We're not devoid of candidates. I'm pretty comfortable with the pool of candidates, but it's still some work to sort out, certainly.
How about punt?
Guys, 2 more.
Would you prefer Austin not do that if he takes on a bigger role?
No, I like him there. Man, he's got a desire to be the best in the world. He's made some dramatic improvements. He was moving in that direction over the course of the last season. He's excited about taking another step in that area.
Mike Payton said a few days ago he sees himself as the best coverage linebacker in the world, and then Malik Harrison said it about Payton, the same thing a few days later. Do you agree with that? And do you see?
I appreciate his mindset. He'll be given an opportunity to prove that.